Welcome to Good Morning Vail. Happy Friday, a very special Friday indeed. It is National Poker Day, as well as we're going to talk to Eyepieces of Vail, one of our all-time favorite stores to go into for all your goggles, end of season, and eyepieces, eyeglasses needs, as well as we are going to get in the kitchen. Yes, Kim and I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We have Kimberly Perot here hosting as well. It's going to be a great Friday, so sit back, have that cup of coffee, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. Coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Well, National Poker Day it is indeed, and we're excited to show a conversation that we have later in the show all about poker, so pretty fun stuff. But before we get into it, we do play a little bit of game of poker when we look at the weather here in Colorado. So let's take a look at today's forecast. As you can see, it's a high of 54. We do have a 50% chance of precipitation throughout the day today, and 41 degrees, so definitely we're getting into those warmer, balmy mornings, at least I think so. And then today we'll have rain showers throughout the day today. Winds will be coming from the west by southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Pretty standard when you think about springtime here in the mountains. Looking at the hourly forecast today, 48 degrees at noon. Showers will be rolling in throughout the day today. 49 for the high at 4 o'clock, 46 degrees at 8 p.m. And then what we want to see all throughout the I-70 corridor, because you may be heading to Denver this weekend. 60% chance of rain in Denver, and actually they're seeing the cooler weather for once, which is kind of a shock actually. 43 degrees for the high in Denver, 54 in Vail, 50% chance of precipitation. Avon gets a little bit warmer. We're at 40% of precipitation at 60 degrees, and then 63 degrees in Eagle with 20% chance of precipitation throughout the day today. And then tonight, we're looking at 60% chance of snow. So for closing weekend in Vail, we like some snow action. Definitely excited about that one, although I hope it doesn't rain too much. We're looking at rain and snow showers changing to about, throughout the day today. Low of 33, sunset will be at 7:48 p.m. and the winds will be coming from the south by southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 5-day forecast. This is the important part. Closing weekend in Vail. We're looking at showers on Saturday, 50% chance of that for 52 for the high, 29 for the low, and then Sunday, mostly sunny. Perfect closing day weather in my opinion. 56 degrees for the high, 34 degrees for the low, and then looking just about the same in the 50s and 60s Monday through Wednesday with a little bit of rain on Tuesday. We're looking at 33, 34, and 35 for the low throughout the beginning of the week next week. Hard to believe we are rolling into the last weekend of ski season and the last week of April, which is really great.
I can't even believe this. And then I said this the other day. Last weekend, I felt like we were springing into summer.
Yep.
Today, it feels like we're springing into winter. What is happening, girl? I want to wear the springtime clothing. Well, I still am.
Yeah, it's true. It's like you are playing a game of poker with the weather
I
here in
love that.
Colorado.
I thought that was very genius because it's truth. You really, what do we say? Sunshine, snow, we never know. It's true. It's like literally, people are like, oh, I'm putting all my spring clothing out. I'm like, girl, you better keep your sweater and your boots out.
You keep it out till like June.
Yes, and beanies, all of it. I mean, I've seen, yes, agreed. I've seen snow in June, which is wild. So,
it is wild, but it's a special day today. Not only is it National Poker Day, but you have some guests joining you in the studio today.
I have my mom and my dad here, and I asked if they would come on camera, but they're a little camera shy. But they are sitting right behind us and loving all things. They love it here. Good morning, Vail.
We love a supportive family, so great to have them here in studio. I'm excited because we're making a delicious muffin recipe. So easy.
It was so cute when you text messaged me last night. I was with my mom and dad. She's like, "You're making muffins?" I'm like, "Oh, Kim's doing the work, and I'm learning." But I literally am starting to get into it. So thank you.
It's true, and this is like a foolproof recipe, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
3
excited.
ingredients or less, depending on what you like to put in it.
And all of the boys behind the scenes love when we cook because then they get the products afterwards. They love eating, so they get stoked on that.
It's true, and we really try to find some good recipes that the audience will like, but also
Yes.
that our director Nick likes too,
I
because
know,
he's a
that's
picky
who I
one
was
and hard to
thinking.
please.
There was one item that I made once a long time ago, and Nick, said that it did not look very good, and he was not going to try it.
Well, we're excited to get into the kitchen. We've got a lot happening on this Friday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. So go grab your cup of coffee, and we'll be right back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on 92? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on Mountain Perspectives. And our expanded Spanish programming block. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website, tv8vail.com.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. With ski season coming to a close, it's time to celebrate the end of another successful winter. The town of Vail is having their Vail Après end of season bash, starting with the Vail Social Ski Race on Friday at 1, followed by live music with Cass Haley. More details can be found at discovervail.com. On Saturday, Cucina in the Lodge at Vail is having their own end-of-season celebration called Kill the Keg Party. The lucky person whose beer finishes each keg will get 50% off their entire tab. 420 celebrations are taking place Saturday, April 20th, with Taylor Scott's 420 Throwdown at Shakedown Bar. The 2nd Street Tavern is having a party, and Chasing Rabbits will have music by Holidays featuring Julia Sandstorm. Also on Saturday, the Cocktails and Canvas series continues at the Alpine Arts Center with a tree painting event. Visit alpineartscenter.org for more information. Earth Day is Monday, April 22nd, and the preceding week is Climate Action Week. Walking Mountains has a week full of events, including a backcountry snowshoe hike. Visit walkingmountains.org/climateaction for all the details. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info. And as always, spread the good vibes.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging onto our website, hiringamerica.net, and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
We're here
We're in the kitchen. I like it.
You know, it's always so much fun to be in the kitchen because we get to experiment with recipes, and I am determined, I've decided that I'm helping make you and Ross expert cooks.
I knew this.
throughout
Ross
the
and
show.
I. We should do a little like Top Chef moment where it's like who does better, Ross or I. That'd be
That's true, and then
hilarious.
I'll be the judge. I'm
Yes.
totally on board with that. I love it. So we're gonna actually make one of my favorite recipes, and I used to
Okay.
think this was a secret recipe because my roommate used to make it. My old roommate, we're no longer, but she used to make these all the time, and we'd always be so excited. Dana, make your pumpkin
Awesome.
muffins.
Ooh,
So
that makes-
today we are going to try it. Turns out it's quite easy to make.
And I like that chocolate chips are involved. Anytime you say pumpkin and chocolate chip, I'm there. I'm here
It's
for
true.
it.
So you can make this 3 ingredients or less. Typically the base is just a spice cake box mix and then pumpkin puree. So you don't want to use the pumpkin pie puree that you can get already made because it's got extra spices and things like that.
Okay.
But what's fun about this recipe too is if you didn't have the spice mix, you can actually just use like a white cake or a yellow cake box mix.
So you can kind of mix it
and
up
then,
and
yeah,
figure, okay,
and
cool.
then add in the pumpkin pie spice. But we've got the spice cake. We don't even have to worry about it.
Simple.
Keeping it simple, not stupid.
I was just about to say keep it simple.
Yes, exactly.
Keep it simple, stupid.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. We actually have our oven preheated to 350 degrees.
Okay.
Which is really great. We're actually going to bake these for about 20 minutes. So that's about the time that it takes. So that being said, let's get to assembling
ready. Let's do it.
I was going to say cupcakes, the muffins.
Same difference. We're good.
Personal opinion, you can have pumpkin any time of year. What do you think?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, pumpkin is my favorite. Pumpkin pie all year round. Love it.
All
Yes,
year round,
yes.
exactly. So we've got our box cakes mix. We've got the pumpkin puree. So Gretchen, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and getting started on opening that can. And then we're also gonna, we're just gonna blend it all together, line our muffin tin, pop it all in the oven, put some chocolate chips
How
into
easy.
it. It's
I like
the
this.
easiest. And you know, you can do a variety on this recipe if you wanted to with chocolate chips. You can add in walnuts, pecans, you know, or pecans, depending on how you want to say it.
The other day when you asked me, I had to say it 3 times. I'm like, pecan, pecan, pecan. I don't know what's right.
Or, you know, raisins or dried cranberries. But we're going to go with the sweet side because it's Friday, and why not?
Why
you know?
not? It is Friday. It feels like a Friday. I'm ready for this weekend and closing day weekend, so we can celebrate.
It's so much fun. So, okay, so you open the pumpkin pie.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and scoop it in here. If you wouldn't mind opening the spice mix.
Yes.
And then we'll add that in there as well. And then you can just blend it all together. So it'll be a denser batter than probably what you're used to if you're making a cake. You know, usually you'll have eggs and oil. But
I just love this because it's 3 items. I mean, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You can't mess up with this.
and you can really just make it with 2 if you absolutely were in
Right?
dire straits. But you know
And
what?
what were you saying about cranberries as well? You can make
put,
it
like
with
dried cranberries
cool
in.
fruit.
That's super Thanksgiving-esque. but
Yes.
I like dried cranberries all time of year as well. So we're going to scoop all of this in here. And then while you open that that bag of spice mix, always risky. There might be some scissors in the drawer.
I know.
next to
I'm
you.
like, okay, I can do this. I have nails. One of our cameramen is looking at me like, please don't get this all over yourself and the camera.
You know, if you're not getting messy in the kitchen, I don't
got
think
it.
you're doing it right. You know?
There we go.
Perfect. So we've got our spice mix. So it's that easy. Spice mix, pumpkin pie, or pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie, because it's got added spices to it.
And I have to say, Kim, it smells so good. I love it already.
It smells like the holidays. I don't mean to
does.
rush the summer, but
I know,
I was
I
just
know.
thinking about the
It
holidays
totally
the other
does.
day.
Yes.
And we love it here. So you have 2 options. We can hand mix this in, which I think I will, just so that it doesn't, you know,
Get all over
powder
us.
all over us, create a powder cloud. We don't want to do that. And while I'm doing that, Gretchen,
Yes,
if you want to line our muffin tins,
Cool.
you can also, if you don't have muffin liners, that's okay. You can just spray some cooking oil or vegetable oil or even butter along that, and we'll just line it just like that.
I think this is fun too because you could get like kind of funky with it and do like little glitter sparkles or like, you know what I mean? Make it
A little bit
all
of
festive.
edible glitter.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that's not a bad idea there.
Anytime you can have glitter, why not glitter it up, right?
It's true. Well, you know, closing weekend, Gretchen, is there a specific meal that you like to have before your last day on this list? Like a breakfast that's a little bit hearty, maybe some pumpkin muffins.
Oh, I will be having pumpkin muffins. You know, I am a big egg fan. That's kind of my go-to is I love having eggs or, you know, a good old Nutri-Grain bar.
Nutri-Grain bar, that's exactly it.
For the ones of us that don't cook a lot.
So lots of exciting activities that are happening
my
this
gosh,
weekend.
a lot.
You know, we've got Vail has their formal closing bash today.
It's so cool.
And then
yeah.
What else is going on? You know, this is my first closing season.
Oh my
here.
gosh. So the mountain is crazy all weekend long. The town is going to be just insane this weekend. I've had probably, I don't even know how many, a lot of people from Aspen and all over the country writing me and saying, oh, are you going to be there? What are you doing? And I'm like, my mom and dad are here. I'm excited.
It's such a fun weekend to have them in town.
Oh my gosh, totally.
It is buzzing with activity. I know
But there's so much going on. The Chasing Rabbits always has something going on, and they have a DJ. And then, like you said, there's a closing day DJ. There's a party for free, which is awesome.
And then like ski races are happening today from I think 12 to 3.
Exactly.
It's pretty great. You know, you can always head over to the Vail Mountain social media to check that out.
They do a great job of
Get on their
telling you.
website. I'm a big fan of closing days.
It's so fun because everyone, it's a sense of community and everyone comes together, and this season has been highs and lows, good weather, not so good weather, but everyone's had fun and you all come together. It's family feel, and it's just that moment of like, you know what, we'll see you next year.
It's true. Well, our batter is mixed.
Okay.
Do we want to throw in the chocolate chips?
I say yes.
I say yes,
Yes.
too. So if you wouldn't mind opening up the chocolate chips.
Who says no to chocolate chips? Something's wrong with that person.
People don't like chocolate. I don't trust them.
Yeah, right. I'm like that with people that don't like dogs anymore. I'm like, you're not a dog lover. I don't know about you.
So we'll just do, I don't know, about half the package. You can measure it out if you want to. I like mine a little bit extra chocolatey.
Me too.
I don't love a muffin that's got like 3 chocolate chips in it. I mean, are you kidding? Why even bother?
I know a man sitting to the right off stage, my dad, who will be very excited for all the chocolate. He is a chocolate connoisseur.
I love it. I love it. So we'll just kind of do a quick stir, and then here's the best part, and this is totally up to you if you want to scoop it into the muffin tin. You can either just scoop it, or I like to keep it a little bit even with an ice cream scoop.
I literally thought you were going to say, you can just dive right in with your hands. I'm like, Kim, I'm not
I mean,
savage.
honestly, what's great about this recipe, it is actually fully vegan. We did the spice cake mix, the pumpkin puree, and these are vegan plant-based chocolate chips. So
smells so
yeah,
good.
pretty great. So we'll just keep scooping them all in, and then if you are interested in that and you don't eat dairy, you don't eat eggs, whatever it is, this is the perfect pumpkin muffin recipe.
I just want to take a bite. It looks so good.
Well, and that's the best part, that it is edible, so you can eat it raw, unlike cookie dough. Even though
I'm
sometimes
going
I
in.
still eat cookie dough raw. Oh, she did it.
It's so good.
Awesome.
Yummy.
Well, I'll keep
Love it.
scooping
Yeah.
for you.
Can I just keep on?
You can keep on doing that, and we'll just scoop it so we can get these muffin tins. That's a little bit of a bigger scoop than I wanted, but
what a cool! I love this. So, okay, as you're scooping, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did your friend, your old roommate, let you know how she found this? Where did she find this recipe?
I don't know. She did not actually, but
we might be sharing a family secret right here.
I doubt it. The internet also has the recipe.
TikTok. There we go.
I'm a big fan of the internet TikTok recipes. So we're just going to finish scooping these in here and then pop them into the oven, and it's going to be perfect because it's honestly my favorite Friday breakfast to date, I think, as you can see.
I love this, and I'll feel good about eating it because it's not that awful for you.
It's true.
And it tastes really,
I would say it's fairly healthy. If you wanted to make it extra healthy, you'd just do a different,
right.
A cake mix that's not necessarily mainstream.
And I will say just the batter itself was delicious. And I'm not just saying that, it was real good. It was real good.
I'm a big fan of all kinds of batter.
Me too.
Cake batter, cookie batter, all the batter and ice cream, it is what it is.
It sparks joy, as it were. It does spark joy. It was.
And we're just going to scrape the bowl here, and hopefully I don't get my fluffy white shirt. I always tend to wear the white shirts on the days that I'm in the kitchen with the messiest.
I know, literally, it's just like hanging on.
So we'll just do this. There we go.
Oh, Kim, they look beautiful.
They do, really. And what's great about the ice cream scoop is that it kind of keeps them uniform. So we'll scrape a little bit down into
That was a really good call. That was very easy. And that's something I wouldn't have always thought to do. So there you go.
It's great. So muffins are ready. Do you want to put them in the oven?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. And then they're just going to hang out in the oven. We'll pull them out either nice and warm or cool. The chocolate will melt. It'll taste like holidays and joy. It sparks like joy in my life.
I love it. It does. Yes, sparks joy. I love it.
Awesome. Well, we've got a lot happening. We've got National Poker Day.
National Poker
Day. I had
a
conversation with a professional poker player just before he went into the tournament. It turns out he won the tournament.
That's such an Oh, he won.
He did. So I can't wait to show you that conversation. But we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
And the songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
You know, I really didn't know much about the world of poker until I became friends with our next guest. He finished third at the main event of the World Series of Poker, and then we talk about a tournament that he was heading into, which he also won. So let's take a look at this conversation with Alex Livingston, professional poker player.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I'm so excited. This next guest is a very close and personal friend of mine, but he is also an incredible professional poker player. Joining me on the couch today is Alex Livingston. He is so incredible in what you do. So, Alex, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today, Kate?
Thrilled to have you here, fresh off the plane. You came straight to Colorado from all over the world internationally playing poker and in Texas and Vegas. So, tell me about your life. How did you end up as a poker player?
So I was always into card games and board games as a kid. I was a chess player actually from age 4, and then my family taught me bridge, which is kind of not a popular game anymore, but in my parents' generation it was. So we played bridge at our family cottage every summer from when I was 6 years old, and 2 hours a day, every day for a couple months. And so I was always used to card games and board games, and then just kind of transitioned into poker.
That's great. And so you started playing poker while you were learning some things that most people would follow as a traditional career path, but you realized you were pretty good at it. So when did you go full time into poker? How long have you been playing? Tell me all the stories.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. I did a trip to Europe with a friend of mine right before I was supposed to go to my senior year of college. And I ended up sleeping through my flight back to Boston, which is where I was going to college. And he and another friend, they were both there, and they said, we decided we're going to stay in Amsterdam for a couple months. What are you going to do? You can stay with us or you can go back to school. So that was kind of a existential crisis I had, and 2 hours later I decided to stay in Amsterdam. I'd say that's sort of where my career was launched.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you've been playing poker professionally. You play mostly in person, but every once in a while you play for fun online. But talk to me about your tournaments. You've won so many different things. What have you won?
So I won a World Series of Poker bracelet a couple years ago in 7-card stud, which is kind of an older format of poker, but one that I really enjoy. And then I came in third place in 2019 in the main event of the World Series of Poker. So that was kind of my biggest accomplishment.
That was a big deal. I know. We were all cheering you on. We had some friends that went to watch in person, including my brother, who will be here on the couch in a little while. But,
that's right.
So talk to me about poker. People don't really understand it as a career path. They look at it as like a game of chance, but it's a game of strategy and probability and hedging your bets against the wins and the losses. So how do you manage that?
Yeah, so poker is it's a unique combination of luck and skill. Most of the casino games, you have no chance at beating the house because they have that built-in edge. Whereas with poker, you're playing against other players. So as long as you're playing better than them, in the long term, you're going to win money. And I describe it usually to people as a combination of statistics and psychology. So you have that math side where you have to understand the probabilities. And then you have that human psychology side, which is probably the part I find more interesting, where you have to try to figure out how people's personalities work and then how they're going to play poker, but based on their personalities, and then you adjust your own game to sort of cater to that.
That's true. You know, you are so good at asking questions and getting to know people. So if we ever needed a guest host, you're coming in. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if I'm made to be a TV host.
I don't know about that. You're so great at asking questions. So what do you have going on? You played in Europe for a while, and you're actually heading back to Las Vegas. So tell me about the tournaments that you've recently played, and then what you're playing in Vegas.
Yeah, so I was in Europe in the fall playing some tournaments there in the Czech Republic, and then I actually just recently got back from Brazil. A friend of mine was hosting a big series there, and I played some tournaments there. And then I'm going to get on a plane tomorrow to fly to Vegas, and there's a mixed game series going on, which is really fun for me because basically that's a bunch of different types of poker. So it keeps your brain moving instead of just playing Texas Hold'em, which is the most common type of poker you see.
And that's the one that most people know how to play.
That's the one that the majority of people who play poker, they think of Texas Hold'em. Whereas this tournament series is going to have 7-card stud and deuce to 7 triple draw, and a bunch of other types of poker that most people wouldn't have heard of.
That's great. Yeah. So what's been your favorite poker moment outside of the bigger tournaments? You've probably played with some really interesting people.
Yeah, I mean, I've played with some celebrities, which was definitely fun. I played with Don Cheadle. I played with Russell Westbrook. I have to say, like, anytime I've gone deep in a big tournament is probably, and when we say go deep, it's kind of a poker term when you make the final table or the final couple tables. That to me is kind of the highlight, and particularly the main event, just because it's just like an escalation, basically, of intensity and pressure, and I actually really enjoy the pressure. So.
That's great. So what, on average, if you're not playing like the big televised poker games, like how long does a poker game usually last?
Yeah, so there's tournaments and cash games. A tournament could be anywhere from a fast one could just be one day, whereas something like the main event's dragged out over 10 days. And then with cash games, you can just sit and you can leave whenever you want. So you could sit and play for a couple hours if you just had a few hours to spare in the day. So cash games are a nice option, especially for people who have a lot of other stuff going on in their lives, because tournaments are usually a full-time commitment where you have to sort of block open at least the full day.
Yeah, that's great. So what is your favorite way to play? Like, do you have a preference? I know that's kind of an interesting question.
It's a tricky one. So I would describe my style as always trying to, I don't like go in with one set strategy necessarily. I'm always trying to feel out how my opponents are playing and then adjust my game to them. So I'd say I have a pretty adaptable game. In general, I'm on the aggressive side. Typically, that's an important move in poker. You want to be doing a lot of raising and betting rather than calling. But I would say I always try to just feel out what's going on at the table, different players, their energies, and how I think they play, and just kind of cater to that.
Sure. So poker, it's like sports, essentially, because you've got certain seasons.
Minus some of the athleticism.
Well, it's the mental athleticism, I'd say.
Right.
But you have like a really intense season. So what does your typical year look like as a poker player?
Yeah, so as I've sort of pivoted more towards tournaments, I used to play cash games where I didn't have as much structure to the year, but now as I've pivoted towards more being a tournament player, I have sort of busy months and then quieter months. So it really all kind of centers around the World Series of Poker, which is a series of about 100 tournaments in June and July, of which I'll probably play 50 to 60 of them. And so I sort of have usually a quieter May leading up to that series, and then a quieter August after that series, and then the rest of the year I try to find tournaments to play. But that June and July is quite intense. I usually play about 70 to 80 hours a week for 7 weeks in a row. So it's intense, but I love it.
So imagine your sleep schedule is all over the place during that time.
I basically try to get as much sleep as possible. It's basically sleep, workout, play poker, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a social life during that time. But yeah, some days, you have trouble sleeping, and yeah, but I do try to prioritize sleep as much as possible since I'm getting so many hours of poker in at the same time.
And you have to be mentally prepared because you never know what other people are going to do.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those things where doing all that stuff away from the table, trying to eat well, trying to exercise, trying to sleep is super important for just having that focus at the table.
That's true. So outside of poker, what are you doing? Where are you? What's your life like?
Well,
what other
traveling
do you have
a
any
lot.
other
Sometimes I go on
business
ski trips with you and Greg.
It's true.
I do have a couple of rental properties. One of them is just kind of a mixed unit building that has full-time tenants. The other one is pretty interesting. It's near a golf course called Cabot Cape Breton, which is actually 2 golf courses, Cabot Links and Cabot Cliffs. And I rent that house out on Airbnb to golfers, and it's a pretty famous and well-known golf course. So you have people traveling in from, certainly a lot from the States and Canada, and then we've even had people from Asia and Europe flying in to play that course. So they can stay at my property, and it's just 5 minutes from the golf course.
And
so
that's up
kinda
in
fun.
Nova Scotia.
That's in Nova Scotia, yeah, Cape Breton. So I spend part of my year in Nova Scotia, and I spend the other part in Las Vegas typically, and then in between I'm just traveling around. Yeah.
And you're a big golfer.
I do enjoy golf. I'm definitely not as good a golfer as I am a poker player, but I do enjoy golf. Yeah.
That's great. So what is your plan for the rest of this year? You know, we're at the beginning or the end of February, the beginning of March, and you know, what's your schedule look like?
Yeah, so I've got this poker series coming up that I was talking about. Then I've got a ski trip with you and Greg and a bunch of our friends, and then I have another poker series in Vegas. That takes me till April. I'll probably play some poker in April, and then I'll probably have more of a relaxed month in May to prepare for the World Series of Poker. And then, you know, August is usually more of a relaxed month, and then I'll get on the grind again in September and find some tournaments to play for the rest of the year.
That's great. So Alex, outside of, you know, playing golf and, you know, looking at investment properties, ski trips, and poker, you also sometimes coach. So where can people go to follow your journey or learn a little bit more about your pointers and tips that you have?
Yeah, so my social media handle on Instagram and Twitter is Rum and Chess. So rum like the alcohol, then the letter N, and then chess. And that started, it was an online poker handle that I created in college because I enjoyed drinking rum and Coke at the time, and, which I would never drink now, by the way. And I've always been a chess player, so I just came up with Rum and Chess.
Awesome. So people can connect with you, follow along your journey, and you post some really interesting things, especially on Twitter. You know, you're really kind of giving people the rundown of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's exciting. It's always so much fun to find out like where you are in poker tournaments, and I know we all really enjoy learning more from you as well.
All right, great.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thanks for coming. Excited. I hope you get to get out on the slopes, and and we'll do
get out to maybe later today.
Get out later today, and obviously we'll keep folks in the loop as you continue your career this year.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, Kim.
Awesome. Now we'll be back. We've got some more guests joining us on the couch, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
Just it sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle@tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. Let's take a look at what's going on this Friday. 8 a.m., 41 degrees, a high of 54, and rain, 50% chance. Rain showers, winds west to southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So definitely take your umbrella, that raincoat, and yeah, get ready for some of that rain, spring rain. 8 a.m., 41 degrees and cloudy, noon 48 with those showers creeping in, precipitation. 4 p.m., 49 with precipitation, and then 8 p.m. still 46 in those showers. So a good day to maybe stay in and chill, read a book. Eagle 63 degrees, Avon 60 degrees, Vail 54, and Denver 43 with rain, precipitation throughout the I-70 corridor. Let's take a look at tonight. Low of 33 degrees, 60% chance of snow. Can you believe that in spring? Rain showers changing to snow, sunset at 7:48 p.m. So winds south to southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. 5-day forecast. Saturday showers, 52 degrees, a low of 29. Then we see the sun coming back on Sunday for closing day here in Vail at Vail Mountain. Sunday mostly sunny, 56, a low of 34. Monday mostly sunny, 58. Tuesday a little precipitation heading back our direction, 57 and low of 34. And then Wednesday 60 degrees, 35 is the low. So that is a great weather report. Vail Mountain 1 inch in the last 48. 304 for the season total and 63 inches for the base depth. Now, Vail Mountain lift hours 8:30 to 4 p.m. And remember, Sunday is indeed closing day. Speaking of closing day, if you have more goggle needs for this season, even the last couple of days, head on over to Eyepieces of Vail. We had a conversation with them. Let's take a look.
It's Kimberly Perot here, and I am standing with the fabulous Danny Berry in charge of the marketing of Eyepieces of Vail, and we're celebrating the 40th anniversary here in their beautiful flagship store. Danny, how are you this morning? Or afternoon? What time of day is it?
It's party time.
It is party time.
I'm great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear that. So, very exciting stuff. This is the 40th anniversary of Eyepieces of Vail, which is incredible. You've been a staple in the Valley for so many years. So, tell us about what you're celebrating today.
Yeah, so like you said, we're celebrating our 40 years of eyepieces. We're actually in our flagship store, which is the Village Center store across from the Solaris in Vail. And yeah, it's just like a great way of bringing together a lot of community members, neighbors, vendors, customers, of course, that have really made the 40 years possible here. So we have some drinks, some food, and just celebrating with all these really amazing people that have made this accomplishment.
It's true. Well, I feel like you can definitely see the growth that you've had in the 40 years, you know, with 8 different locations, a partnership with so many incredible luxury designer brands. And I'm very excited about what is sitting on the counter in front of us, because these are a very special and unique design specifically for Eyepieces of Vail. So tell me all about these.
Yeah, so for our 40th anniversary, we wanted to partner with our vendor Chrome Hearts, who we've been selling for decades now. It's definitely our favorite. And we thought it'd be really fun to collaborate on a custom piece that commemorates this milestone of ours. So what we did is we helped design, in collaboration with Chrome Hearts, 3 different pieces. It's one of our favorite frames from them, but we handpicked all the colors, a lot of the detailing on there. On the inside of the frame, it says Chrome Hearts, and then it also says EPXXXX, so Eyepieces 40 years. So that's a really fun little detail on there. We have 3 different colors. We have this blue, we have this red colorway, and then my personal favorite is the periwinkle, which is just really beautiful, like lavender lilac color with a sorbet lens. So yeah, there's super limited. There's only 20 of each worldwide. We have exclusive rights to it, so you can only find them at Eyepieces locations.
That's great. And so you can't even get them online. They're specifically in the store, which gives everybody a reason to get down here and celebrate today.
Yes, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the party. You know, we've got lots of people milling about, and what's happening here?
So it's a little bit of a hybrid party. It's a celebration of 40 years, and then we also have our rep Spencer from Chrome Hearts here, and he has all of the new collection from Chrome Hearts. So every spring they come out with a brand new collection, and so he brought all of that with him. So this whole display here is all Chrome Hearts frames, which is really fun to shop the whole collection all at once, see what's available. People love Chrome Hearts, and so do we. So it's a fun shopping experience in addition to a fun party.
It's great. And on top of that, what I love about Eyepieces of Vail is, you know, you have a lot of stores in a close proximity, but each store has a curated and unique collection to the store itself. So tell us what we can find here.
Yeah, so this store, like I said, was our very first one that was open 40 years ago. And we do a lot of prescription lens services. So we have a lab right in the back where we cut all of our lenses. We have a doctor here, so we have a doctor exams today while we're partying. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for all your prescription needs, eye exams, lenses, shopping, frames, all that good stuff.
Right? So tell us details. Where can we go if we want to book an appointment or to get, come check out all of the different stores and different collections that you have?
Yeah, you can go to eyepieces.com. That lists all of our locations. We have locations in Vail, Beaver Creek, Edwards. Basalt is our newest location that opened last year, and Snowmass has all the information as far as contacting, and then you can also schedule an eye exam.
Wonderful. Well, Danny Berry, ladies and gentlemen, with Eyepieces of Vail. It's the 40th anniversary party. Exciting things happening, including limited edition Chrome Heart partnership glasses. These are gorgeous. So get on down here, check out the stores. Lots happening. We'll be back with more.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point to this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hi, it's Max at TVA Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tva8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I've learned so very much from this next human being. We have Kim Smith, Adventures in Coaching. Let's take a look.
Welcome to TV8's newest segment. It's called Adventures in Coaching, and it's here to help you grow personally and professionally. And we've got Kim Smith, the expert, joining us. Kim, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk to you about all of this.
I'm excited to have you here only because I think powerful women are my most favorite thing, and you are definitely a force to be reckoned with here in our community. So I'm very excited to have you.
Thank you.
Now, let's just dive right into it because we've got a lot of things that we're going to cover over the expansion of some time here on the couch. And so my first question is, what is coaching?
That is a great question, Maddie. And, you know, a lot of people, I think, are confused a little bit about that. And I just want to clarify that what it's not therapy, it's not advice, and it's not sports coaching, although we do take a lot of things from sports coaching. In other words, really trying to push you beyond maybe your limits and to set goals and to hold you accountable to, you know, what you decide is important to you.
Which I think a lot of people in certain areas start to struggle with. And so what is your story and how did you get into coaching?
Yeah, that's a great question also. You know, for me, it really came naturally. I was always, even as a young person, really trying to help people and interested in helping, you know, them improve their lives. And I had a long career in marketing and sales, and I worked in on the agency side of things, and in the snow sports industry, and then in tourism. And all the while, I had this like small voice in my head that kept saying, you know, you really want to help people more. How do you get out there and do that? And you know, while I was loving my career and I had climbed the ladder, so to speak, and had a lot of accomplishments, there were things that just started to, you know, resonate with me outside of those careers, and really getting into helping people was one of those things that just kept bubbling up and saying, you know, why don't you go ahead and take a leap of faith and do this? And so I finally decided to leave my career and get certified in coaching. And I had a couple of iterations as I went through all of that, and I'm now doing that full time, and I'm absolutely loving it. And it's really where I get, you know, my joy and my purpose is around helping others to really reach their potential.
Which is so cool because you hear of these people that are empaths and they spend their time filling other people's cup in order to fill their own cup, and it sounds like you get the pleasure of doing that in your career. And because you spent so much time in this corporate world, you also have this kind of mindset of how you can help people grow professionally.
Exactly. And yes, it does fill my cup helping others and seeing their process and witnessing change and helping to empower people and enable people to do that is just huge. And I really focus on people working on their careers and with leaders within businesses and teams within businesses themselves, and working with trying to really identify, you know, what that person's purpose is, or a team purpose, and finding out the ways to get there, as well as removing roadblocks that might be getting in the way of their success.
I think it's so important that people take the time to realize that they need that little bit of extra motivation, and this coaching is something that can help them successfully push themselves through that almost like writer's block that we come across in our lives and in our careers. And so you've been doing this for quite some time. What are some of the challenges that you've heard clients complain about?
And that's, yeah, I love what you said, that analogy. You know, people come to me because they are maybe feeling stuck in what they want to do. Maybe they've had an idea germinating in their head for a long time. They just don't know how to get it from here to, you know, there and then move it forward. And I think that's pretty normal. A lot of us have ideas and think like, oh, I want to do this. I want to work on my career. I maybe want to go into an entrepreneurial business. How do I get there? And rather than just continually, you know, ruminating about it, a coach will really help you pull that out, figure out what's important, how do we take those next steps, and what do those look like, and then how can you hold yourself accountable? And a coach will help hold you accountable to those goals that you've set up.
Which I think is something that so many people lack, the discipline of taking the things from their brain, putting them on paper, and then executing them. I know that I really struggle with that in certain areas of my life, and so just to have that little bit of extra motivation helps so much. Now, as people are starting to kind of get a coach and work through these processes, what are some of the things that they can expect from the coach?
So first of all, I really, I'll do an intake, so to speak, to, or discovery, whatever we want to call it, but looking at, what is going on and where do you think you want to go? And oftentimes what happens through the process is we find out that what you think you might want to do isn't really aligned with your purpose and what what will really make you successful. So I'll usually take a step back at that point and look at, what is that person's purpose? Have they ever decided what that is, or have they ever clarified that for themselves? Because that can be your foundation. And we'll go into purpose a little bit more in another segment, but that's really, I like to start there and kind of dig around. And, I was saying that, it's not so much about looking at your past, but oftentimes there are things in our past that are holding us back from success. Maybe, we don't really know why they're there, or they're a limiting belief. You might have heard that term, limiting beliefs, or little gremlins that are saying, oh, I'm not good enough, or I've got self-doubt around this.
Those mean voices in your head that sometimes you got to work towards shutting off.
Yeah, and so those come up inevitably with everybody I work with. And so we do take a look at that and try to, create the courage to walk through a lot of those fears, or, real, or maybe they're made up fears. Maybe something really did happen in the past that we need to look at. But whatever it is, that's always been a part of, or that will be a part of the conversation.
Now, as people are starting to get interested in getting a coach, what's the time frame like when you guys start working together to when you can kind of execute this plan to move forward?
I like to say that about a 9-week session, or group of sessions, is where you really start to see progress. So if somebody says, oh, I'm going to go to a coach 1 or 2 times, oh, it didn't work, I'm moving on. It's like you've got to give it some time, because more and more things will be revealed as you're working through things. It's not just a one and done. That being said, I don't look at coaching as, like sometimes therapists, work with somebody for years and years. This is more short term. We want to try to get those results and move you forward quickly.
And seeing a coach is like dating someone. You can't just go on 2 dates and be like, this isn't for me. You have to spend some time to get to know them, because you do have to set those boundaries and really learn each other and how you guys work well with each other. It's like forming a whole new relationship.
It really is. It really is. And it's amazing, like the first time people tend to really not want to talk too much, or they don't know what to talk about. But that's my job, to start really pulling that out of the person, make them feel comfortable, and figure out, where they really want to go and why.
Now, as you are bringing in new clients, who is it that you work with?
So I call myself a career and business success coach. So I work with people that are working on their careers, looking to make change. Maybe there's a transition that they want to go to another business and they don't know what that industry is, or they want to grow within their own organization. And I also work with businesses that are, maybe they have leaders inside the organization that, they would like to have coached. As well as teams, to develop synergy amongst that team, to be able to move that team forward based on their purpose and their goals and desires. So,
which I think is so cool. It's like having one of those group projects in school where maybe someone feels like they have to pull a majority of the weight. To have someone like you come in and then delegate a little bit more clearly and bring that team together to work better together so that everything just can start to roll forward is really cool. Now, as you're kind of coaching these teams, do you feel like you ever have any challenges with a larger group of people?
Oh, absolutely, because there's always 1 or 2 people that are like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. And, they've got their body language, arms crossed, and they're not sure that, why they're there. And, I can, when I'm working with groups or teams, I will coach people individually, with the whole team. And sometimes I'll just have to pull them aside and say, hey, what's going on for you? And, I really try to meet people where they are at and figure out what's going on for them. Because ideally with a team, you want to get everybody on the same page. But yeah, there's people that we're humans, right? We're going to bring our stuff, everything that we have from our whole life, into work, into our business. So, yeah.
I mean, I think what you do is so incredible, and I also think that it's always those people that you see that are so closed off that eventually come around, and they're the ones who benefit the most because you totally change their perspectives on from where they started to where they are in your sessions.
Right. And I think that's a really good point there, because coaching, a lot of it is about reframing a situation. And instead of being like, you know, oh, poor me, this has happened, or I'm not happy with this or whatever, looking at it from different points of view can help you look at the opportunity versus the problem.
Which I think that perspective shift is probably one of the largest benefits from getting a coach. And so now, as we're talking about benefits of coaching, what are some of the other ones that people can expect from kind of going through this tribulation with you?
I would definitely say, you know, determining what your purpose is, you know, your why, your reason for being. Finding out like what it is that you want to do, and you know, how can you bring that purpose into your workplace or into your life, you know, and it's really you know, a matter of kind of going through some of those things, but also getting results. I mean, ultimately coaching is about getting results and taking action, moving you forward and holding you accountable. So I can't, you know, everybody's journey is different. That's why I call it Adventures in Coaching. It's an adventure, you know. There's never a straight line from like what you think is in here to your final goal. You're always going to be zigzagging and finding different ways. And I think some people think that it's like, oh, one straight shot, but it's important to know that, you know, it does take some time, and to give yourself permission to, you know, explore a little bit over here if you think that that's interesting, or maybe this didn't work out exactly as you thought. So what is it, and how do we get back on track?
I think these are all such great benefits that people could really use in their day-to-day life, but also in their personal and professional development. Now, we're going to do a few of these sessions, so what other things can we expect from Adventures in Coaching?
So coming up next is going to be, we're going to be talking about purpose and mission and why that's so important. I'll be talking about leadership skills, you know, women in business and the challenges that women have in business. You know, some things around communication, emotional intelligence, and just, you know, figuring out like how to set goals and how do you really hold yourself accountable to those goals. So those are just a few of the things we'll be talking about.
Kim, I'm so excited to continue to spend time with you so I can keep learning from you just from sitting here. I think what you do is so incredible. And like I said earlier, I think you are a force to be reckoned with.
Thank you. It's fantastic to be here. I really appreciate it.
Make sure that you continue to stay tuned, as we are going to continue our adventures in coaching, only because we're here to help you with your personal and your professional development. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
I'm Raisa Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. How many personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals now. Check this out.
studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Well, happy Friday to you. We're at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Hard to believe we only have one full week left in the month of April. And I hope you have big plans for this weekend as it is closing weekend in Vail. So exciting stuff happening. And in this second hour, we've got some really important conversations to be had, including details about an ongoing case at the Vail Police Department. We have Wild Heart Boutique that we'll be chatting with, plus an event with 2nd Street and more. Eagle Valley Library District will be here in studio as well. And Gretchen Pleshaw and I will be chatting it up on the couch. So all of that is happening in hour 2, and we're getting started right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the TV8 Weather Center. Happy Friday. A little bit of a rainy Friday, but a beautiful Friday indeed. 8 a.m. 41 degrees, a high of 54, and 50% chance of that rain shower. So we have some rain, some precipitation. Be sure to take your umbrella. Winds west to southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. 8 a.m. 41 degrees and cloudy, noon 48, and we see some of that precipitation, some of that showers, the rain showers. 4 p.m. Much of the same. 49 degrees with showers, and then 8 p.m. 46 and more rain. So it's going to be a rainy, springy Friday. Let's take a look at the I-70 corridor. Eagle 63 degrees and some precipitation. Avon 60, Vail 54, and Denver 43 degrees and precipitation throughout the board. So very wet and a rainy day. Tonight a low of 33, 60% chance of snow and rain showers changing to snow at 7:48, which people are stoked on because closing day, yes, is indeed on Sunday. So bring on that snow, not so much of the rain, but snow we will take. Saturday, 52 degrees and snow and rain, a wintry, well, springy mix, I should say. 52 degrees, a low of 29. Sunday, the sunshine comes back, mostly sunny, 56. Monday, mostly sunny, 58. Tuesday, a little bit of that precipitation, snow showers, 57. And then Wednesday, yes, Nick likes to tease us here. Good morning, Vail. Who knows? Your guess. It's true, Nick. Who knows? Sunshine, snow, you never know in these mountain towns. Wednesday, 60 degrees and a low of 35 degrees. Vail Mountain Snow Report, 1 inch in the last 48, 304 for the season total. Base depth, 63 inches now. Lift hours, 8:30 to 4. And be sure to get out there this weekend because closing day is quickly approaching on Sunday.
You know, with that last Wednesday weather forecast, it's like, who cares anymore? The season is done.
Literally, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, sunshine, snow, rain, no one cares anymore because
literally,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
we're all getting out of town,
hiking, biking, Moabbing it up. It's all good.
It is what it is. But I tell you what. We've got the pumpkin muffins, and they smell delicious.
And
can you smell them?
Oh, let me smell.
Oh, we're taking a
Oh,
quick
they
look.
really smell good.
It smells like holidays, warmth, fun,
It really does.
deliciousness.
And we had our taste tester. My dad gave him an enthusiastic 2 thumbs up. So very, very good. Coming from Bruce Snyder, big
nice
moment.
and chocolatey. You can smell all of the pumpkin pie spices in it, and You know what? I want this like in my house all the time.
I know,
you
it smells like a really good candle. I have
It
to
does.
say, there is something about baking. I see it now, Kim. You've shown me the way, because show me the light, as it were, because it makes you feel a sense of just pride after I took pictures already, and it kind of calms you down. There's something to it, and your house smells good.
A little bit of
TBH.
effort, a little bit of time, a lot of rewards.
I love it. So I heard Ross and I are going to do a cook-off. It's going to be exciting.
That is going to be a fun one. That might be a segment that we have to do, not live, because who knows how it's going to turn out.
Ross and I will both be shaking, and I think
or live is better, actually.
Yeah, who knows?
Lots happening in the show. You know, we've got some really important discussions happening about an ongoing case with the Avon Police Department shortly after this, and a lot of other things happening as well. So stay tuned. Go try your pumpkin muffins if you followed along with us. I know I'm going to on this commercial break.
I'm going to
Gretchen?
too. Oh, 100%. They're so good.
They
I'm
are.
excited.
They really are. So we're going to go ahead and get started with hour 2 right after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. And Think Big kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces.
Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I am eternally grateful for our police force here in Avon, and they are in the middle of an ongoing investigation. So let's take a look at their plea for help about the justice for Jack.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
We're on Highway 6. Stone Ridge Road is the nearest intersection.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
It looks like a person has been hit that was waiting at the bus stop. He's lying on the ground, and his bag is shot all over the place, and he's unresponsive.
My name is Chief Greg Daly with the Avon Police Department. We are making a public appeal in respect to the tragic loss of Jack Ladisic, who was killed on March 5th of this year. Jack had come to the Vail Valley for many, many years. He was an avid skier and skied with the same group of friends for over 40 years. As a 76-year-old, he was an amazingly active individual. Jack was tragically lost on the night of March 5th, and he was left on the side of the road after somebody hit him with a vehicle. We are appealing to our community for any information that you may know about this event, or if you have any information about the person that was driving that vehicle that night.
Hello, I'm Detective Sergeant Herrera with the Avon Police Department. On the night of March 5th, 2024, John Jack Ledestic was walking westbound on Highway 6 at approximately 6:45 p.m. He was struck by a vehicle and killed. The vehicle left the scene. We know this to be a white, smaller vehicle reported by a witness. You are now seeing a video of a volunteer wearing similar clothing to what Jack was wearing that night. If you have any information or have heard of any information regarding that tragedy that night, please contact the Avon Police Department. We are seeking justice for Jack.
Wow, that's such a heavy video to watch, and we often here in the Valley are protected and feel so safe, but it's scary to see that sometimes that is not the case. And so joining me today on the couch is Detective Sergeant Herrera, who you saw in the video, to talk more about this case. So Detective Herrera, thanks so much for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So ongoing case, why are you here? Why now? And why is there a public plea for this?
Well, it's been approximately a month and a half since the incident happened. Our detective team has spent countless hours reviewing hundreds of hours of surveillance video, and we're analyzing some of the evidence that was collected on the scene. However, we need the public's assistance in this. We also want to refresh people's memory regarding the incident, that it's still an ongoing investigation and we haven't found the person responsible.
And 6:45 p.m. is not late at night for something like this to happen as an accident. So talk to me a little bit about what you know and what you can share and how we can be aware as citizens to bring more to the table for you.
Yes, so what we do know is that the incident happened at approximately 6:45. John is his first name. He went by Jack. So Jack, he was traveling, he was walking westbound on Highway 6 on the shoulder of the road. He was approaching the bus stop at Stonebridge, and that's when he was struck by a vehicle. He was immediately killed at the scene. And what we do know is that a credible witness happened to be driving by. She was able to describe the scene and described a vehicle that was at the scene. So we know that it is a white vehicle. It's smaller frame, potentially a smaller SUV. I wouldn't rule out any other lighter color vehicle, but we're definitely looking into those details. A lot of the evidence that we collected on the scene is being analyzed by a forensic paint specialist over in by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. And then we're also working with local phone companies to access the data of all the phones that were in the area at the time.
Wow. Yeah, that's thank goodness for the technology. That's such a great way to hopefully be able to connect the dots. And we don't really see incidences like this often here in the Valley. So why is this such an impact to our community right now?
Well, there's a lot of foot traffic that goes, especially across Highway 6. It's a fairly poorly lit area, especially at night. That particular night, it was snowing, it was really dark, and the roads were wet, so it was really hard to see. So we also want to raise awareness for drivers that currently commute on Highway 6, because a lot of the people have to cross the street to travel eastbound to get on the bus.
Yeah, and it's important, and especially too, I think, for pedestrians to be aware, as much as you are walking and you're trying to wear bright clothing, have flashlights, all of the different things. So what kind of safety advice would you give?
Just to make sure that it's safe before you cross. A lot of the times we're in a hurry and we just want to bolt across the street thinking that we can make it. So the important thing is just give yourself a little extra time, making yourself known and visible before you cross the street.
An extra minute or 30 seconds possibly be life or death, and so it's really important.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. So, and I've noticed as well the increased police presence on Highway 6 recently, because I think people just tend to speed on down when you're going between Avon and Edwards as well. So where can we go for more information with any sort of tips, ideas, thoughts, and how we can potentially help?
Yes, ma'am. So the important thing here is that somebody knows something. So the purpose of our appeal is to get the word out there. Somebody has this in their conscience. So the important thing is just to come forward. And any information, regardless of how big or little you think it is, could be what we need to break this case. Any information can be sent to an email. It's cib@avon.org. For information, they can access the Avon Police Department's Facebook page. And the important thing here is that we are seeking justice for Jack.
Justice for Jack, it's so important. And CIB@Avon, tell me again one more time.
CIB@avon.org stands for the Criminal Investigations Bureau.
Okay, so CIB@avon.org for any information that you think you may have.
Yes, regardless of how small.
Oh, you know, everything is important, every single detail. So thank you for sharing and for your public plea to get the community involved, because this is one of us, you know, and this is what we do here in the valleys: ski traffic, pedestrians, walking everywhere, and so it's important very much. Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Detective Herrera, thanks for coming on, and you know, best of luck to you. You know, we appreciate all that you do to support and keep our community safe. So we hope continue prayers for you and the rest of your team to just stay safe on a regular basis.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now we've got a bit more on the show. We'll be right back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988, when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado, the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher, making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which, you know, exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine, with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm very excited today to be on the couch with two beautiful, amazing human beings. I have Amber and Dinica. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
And a little birdie let me know that you guys are in studio today because we are having an event. I'm part of this now. You guys are having an event.
Well, hopefully you can make it.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I
We
will
would
be part
love
of it. So Amber's 2nd Street, and then Dinica, you are with Sweetleaf.
Pioneer, yes.
Yes, that is so neat. So guys, tell us all the things. I'm very excited to hear about this big event happening.
Well, it's one of many events for the summer. Dinica has been nice enough to sponsor a music program at 2nd Street for the summer, which is pretty awesome.
So you guys sponsor the whole summer program. I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah, we're really wanting to keep live music going on down in Eagle, so we really feel that this is important for the town and the community to come out.
I love you even more now because I'm a huge music buff. That is that's neat. Good for you.
Well, and Dinica had approached me about it a few years ago, and unfortunately the project just kind of didn't pan out.
Right.
So when she came to me and said she wanted to do it, I was like, well, that's fantastic. And it works out great. Dinica actually has a really great relationship with our owner, Brian Kunkel.
Oh, we love Brian. We've had him here before. He's awesome.
Yeah,
love
he
him.
sent me this time.
I love that. He was, I'm going to call him out. Brian did a great job, but he was a little nervous too.
Oh, I'm sure he was. He would much rather have me here.
Amber, you're like, I am the face and the voice now. I was like, 'cause we love him. He's darling. He's a good guy.
He really is.
But yeah, so Brian's dad actually was the first person to rent to Dinica when she came to Colorado.
That is so amazing.
Yeah,
Or I guess opened your business here.
That is a very emotional pull. I mean, that is pretty brilliant. That's neat.
He really gave us our first opportunity at our first location. So when Brian was going to open 2nd Street, we really, really wanted to support him. And we just love the Kunkel family. So.
How cool, because we're obviously, Good Morning Vail is all about community and Vail, and you guys are really showing us just that. So I'm so excited. This event, tell me all about it.
Well, we all know in Colorado that it's 420 this Saturday,
Yes.
so we're very, very excited. At the Sweetleaf Pioneer, we have fun going on all day long, so if you want to come by at any point, we're serving up some chili and some fun.
I love that.
And then at 420,
you can come over and hang out with us at 2nd Street. We're going to be doing a couple sponsored things. Sweetleaf is obviously sponsoring. They're going to do some swag, some giveaways.
Neat.
And then we're also going to have Danos Tequila. Mark Welcher is a really great guy. He does some work with Sweetleaf. And Danos Tequila is also going to sponsor. So they're going to do little tasters for everybody. And then we have a really awesome funk band out of Colorado Springs. They're Raphael and the Room Shakers. They're actually going to show up a little early and stop by. Say hi.
Yes, gonna come by the store and say hi
I've
to
actually
us.
heard about them, truly. That's so interesting.
I'm surprised you haven't seen them.
Yeah, I haven't. That's bizarre. I
No,
will
they're
now.
great.
I will. There we go.
They're great. So they're going to start at 8 p.m. So it's kind of a whole day kind of thing. It's the start of one of many events that we have coming up. Obviously, Sweetleaf's sponsoring the music program, but we'll do other stuff with them in the future over the summer or the fall. And actually, I didn't know that Kaylee was going to be here from Wildheart, so
funny.
we're doing an event with Kaylee too.
But this is what I'm saying. You guys are so on brand because of Vail, our tight community. See, we all know each other. I was going to interview Amber off camera, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we already know each other." I'm like, "Of course you do." Duh, it's Vail.
And then we also have going on next weekend, which you should still stop by. You better be there.
Yes, I will be there.
We're doing an event with the Eagle County Animal Shelter. I've been doing those events since I was at Seven Hermits and 10th Mountain. So we do an adoption event from 3 to 6 p.m. It's going to be Sunday, April 28th.
Awesome.
So we try to do it during the day. It's
I love how you're like, this one Gretchen will be at. Anytime there's dogs, Gretchen will be there.
Everybody too is like, I can't believe you would throw that. I'm going to have to adopt a dog. I'm like, your self-control is not my problem.
Yeah, it's not my problem.
It's going to be so much fun. The shelter loves it. Yeah, my friends kind of get mad at me.
That's amazing. I have 3 dogs.
Only one of my friends has actually 2.
Yeah.
I take it back. 2 have adopted a dog, and it was actually at the very first event, and they adopted the siblings.
Oh, I love that.
So that was like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Well, and it's so interesting because Rhiannon is a dear friend of mine, and she's
been on here.
Many a time.
I love Rhiannon. She's amazing.
She does so much for this community, and I've heard at your events, especially, like so many people, they go and they just get so inspired by the dogs, and it's really brilliant because so many of them get adopted. And how cool is that to think that you're giving these little pups a forever home? That's a big deal.
Yeah,
I think it's great. The shelter has loved working with me in the past.
Yes.
From what they've said. So they've kind of gone out of their way to get get some really great litters. And Rhiannon, Sam, Mackenzie, everybody, Jeannie that's there, they have always go above and beyond with that.
But I love that this whole partnership and like all of us that together and the I almost said the Vail vibes. That's one of the shows here, but it is a Vail vibe and it's so local based and everyone is really committed to each other and helping each other.
Really.
And that's so neat that you guys do that for each other. That's brilliant.
The events, it brings out the community, and we always love seeing the community. So yeah, these events are great.
They're so important. So it's this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Okay.
The store's open till 9, but we have everything going on starting at 420 over at 2nd Street.
That's
so
so
it should
neat.
be fun.
Yeah,
It's going to be a really good time.
It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Well, and how perfect is it? Because Saturday people can come, to both the store and then to the, the main event is both the store and 2nd Street, and then they can get ready to go shred it up and ski it up Sunday for closing day.
Yeah,
is that wild?
It'll be. I can't even believe it's
I know,
already here.
right?
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready for summer sports. So.
Yes,
I think everyone's going
time.
to. Well, and let me ask you guys this. So this sounds awesome. Obviously, everyone's going to come on Saturday. To find out more about this particular event and other events that you guys are doing in the future and just your store in 2nd Street, where should everyone go?
Sweetleafpioneer.com.
Okay.
Our Instagram page, we have a lot of stuff going on there. So yeah, we're posting things, and we will throughout the whole summer.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And everybody can check out our events at secondstreeteagle.com, and that's going to be 2ndstreeteagle.com. We post all of our events, music, our parties, the Eagle County Animal Shelter events. And we have something really awesome coming in the late summer, early fall. I can't say anything about it now, but it's going to be big.
So we'll have to have you back on the couch.
Great. Yes, it's going to be so much
Now
fun.
that you guys get how it goes and the flow, you're great at this. I always laugh that you were both a little nervous, and look at you could take this over. I love it.
Yeah, a little bit. That's okay.
You're great. Let me ask you this though, you guys. Now Eagle is one of my favorite places. Truly, I live in Edwards, and Eagle I love to go to. It's a different vibe. Each town I feel like is. How are you guys feeling about Eagle really coming into its own? Because you're helping it become this awesome space where people are placed that people are going to do these events. Does that make you feel a sense of pride? Because Eagle hasn't always been like this, you know?
No, and it's been exciting to see the town change.
Right.
New businesses coming in, and just getting through COVID, a lot of that.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah. And the concerts, the music kind of went away a little bit for a while.
Yes.
So it's been really, really fun to see Eagle come back alive. And so, yeah, there's so much to do in Eagle. You guys got to come check it out.
That's and it makes me my heart so happy, because I know, Amber, you and I, early days, like before COVID, seeing each other at all these shows and everything, and then afterwards, and your whole livelihood really is wrapped around music and helping with events, etc.
Yeah,
she's so good.
I definitely had some changes of pace,
Right.
but when I first moved to the Valley, that was my job. I was managing a music venue in Virginia. If anyone's ever familiar with the Jefferson Theater, it's a corn capshaw venue. And then I moved out here to work for a festival production company, so I kind of got out of it right around COVID.
Totally.
So it's a passion project. I'm not a musician by any means, but I have a pretty large appreciation for music, and it's just really cool. Like our co-booker, Zach, has been amazing, and he started Colorado Music Foundation, so he's been working with us on a ton of stuff. So it's awesome because a lot of places don't prioritize bringing in original artists. They just want people to come in and do covers,
100%, yeah.
Nothing against the whole opera scene,
Right.
In the Valley during the winter, but we just wanted to create a different atmosphere
Totally.
and give artists a chance to actually flourish.
I love
some of
that.
these bands have great followings, especially down in the Front
Huge.
Range. We've had bands from Nashville, we've had bands from Kansas City.
I had a band on here, and the name escapes me right now, but they played at 2nd Street, and they were insane. The lead singer
What type of
came
music
on.
was it?
It was kind of like pop rock. They're really a group of boys.
Jackson Harkness, or I'm trying to think. I remember. Polly Santo. Is it those?
Yes,
guys?
it was. Yes, good job.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Yeah, I was like, it's one because I know there's one
So-
of one of our bands, and it was really amazing. Kat O'Connor and Blake. I don't know if you're familiar with Mountain Lifestyle magazine.
Yes.
They did an article. Well, it was an article that kind of highlighted a couple different spots, but it was really awesome. They actually approached us and said, we want to do an issue about music down
cool.
Valley. and they asked for some photography, so I was super flattered. I got to use my photography. It was awesome, and then Polly Santos actually on the cover of that magazine.
So cool.
So that was really cool, and then they did me an extra kindness because I was so thankful for it. And they did a Q&A about my photography stuff, so that was great.
Well, ladies, we are so excited.
I was not expecting that at all, so thank you guys. Everyone at Mountain Lifestyle, Laura was amazing too.
I love that. Well, we're excited about the event Saturday. We're going to have you guys back on the couch, but thank you guys so much for everything you do.
It was so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. Way too long.
Yes.
And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page. From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Eight-time Emmy-nominated Animal Rescue is a half-hour television series showcasing the heroic efforts of people helping animals. Join host and award-winning journalist Alex Payne and the Animal Rescue camera crew as they travel around the world, capturing dramatic rescues, rehabilitation, and relocation stories. For programming schedule, check your local listings today. Don't miss your favorite episodes of Animal Rescue.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I'm all smiles right now, and I'm with two girls that have awesome style. Hey, there you go. I have Kaylee and Isabel from Wild Heart, and the owner, and then you are the manager of Wild Heart?
Not manager.
Oh, she is like
yet.
Yes, I love. She's so cute. So I have to tell you, Kaylee is the owner, and Isabel is there all the time, and she has single-handedly helped me pick out my outfits a lot for Good Morning Vail, and you are just so good at what you do. And what do we call you guys? Because you're also like the people that do all the Instagram. You knew I was going to call this out. The Instagram stories. You guys are so cute on that.
Thank you.
No, literally.
It's very fun.
You're so funny. You're like, we have to have you come on and show us how to do it. And I'm like, oh, you do it, and you do it well. It's very impressive.
It was a learning process.
So Wild Heart is in Edwards. It is one of my all-time favorite stores. You have the cutest clothes. I mean, look at these two beautiful young women rocking it. So first, Kaylee, tell me a little bit, because we've had you on the couch before, but just for people that are maybe just hearing about Wild Heart, if they've been living under a rock. I don't know how you wouldn't know about Wild Heart. How you got involved with this incredible store.
Yeah, so I took it over about 6 months ago from Kirsten.
Right.
Had it for about 6.5 years, so it's on its 7-year anniversary.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's just an affordable place to shop in the Valley.
Yes.
So, and it's meant to be new and fun. And I mean, I like to say trendy, but it also has some basics. I mean,
It
we
totally
carry like
does.
some basic denim. But I think, I like to say there's a new term I saw, new today, gone tomorrow.
Okay.
Because things are really new in the shop and, they're gone the next day if you don't get them. So
it is so true.
It's
so true.
Yeah. So
I literally have stocked them. That's why we're
Yeah.
laughing, because you guys wouldn't call me out. I wrote them like 3 times. I need the black pants. I need the black pants. I wear them all the time because I knew when I came in that day, there were like 2 pairs left. I'm like, oh goodness. So yeah.
If you see something you like on Instagram,
Get on it.
Get on it. Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. And then how did you get involved with Wild Heart?
So I knew Kirsten.
Okay.
And so I shopped there ever since they had opened, and I went in and I was like, I need a job. Can I please work here? And she was like, oh my gosh, do you want to start like right now? I was like, well,
yes.
maybe not right now, but how about tomorrow?
I love that.
And then she had broke the news to me just a few weeks working together. She's
Right.
like, so I'm actually gonna sell it. And I was like, I love working with you. Like,
Right.
what if, I don't
Totally.
know. And then I met Kaylee and I was like, okay, this is gonna be really
That's
good.
what I was literally
I'll
about
get
to
along
say.
with her.
Yeah, Kirsten to Kaylee, like you guys are 2 of the best human beings I've ever met, and that's
Oh,
real, and truly, because I feel you. Like with Kirsten, she's full of love and light, and you're like, oh no, this next person, but then you get an awesome human being. It's perfect.
Thank you.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, and I mean, we work so well together.
You do.
I mean, we feed off each other really well too.
100%.
On our, what do we call them, reels?
Yeah.
On our social media
Yeah.
stuff. I know.
On our reels.
Reels, that's what it is now, I guess. But thank goodness for her, because she knows all about the social media.
Totally.
I would never, I would be under a rock in most of that, but she kind of brings out the best.
I love and you guys
Thank
are
you.
so fun. And you do a great job. So tell us a little bit about what you have going on at the store, because I know you've had just a lot of things happening, and about the piercing parties and everything.
Yeah, so we try to have an event every month. So
Cool.
we've had piercing parties, we've had hat parties. I would love to do some permanent jewelry parties.
Awesome.
Maybe we're looking at a trucker hat party for the summer.
Oh,
so you would come
cool.
in and design your
Yes.
own trucker hat.
Nice.
And it's really just great getting other sort of sole proprietors in the Valley into the store and supporting them. To me, it's not, well, it benefits both of us, I guess I should say.
Well,
Yeah.
and I love
So-
because the last interview I just did, it's all about the local vibe, right? And all of us coming together and supporting each other, and it's
Yes.
real here. People sometimes, I think, feel, oh, okay, Vail supporting Vail. It's true. Like
Yeah.
locals do support locals, and
Definitely.
it's brilliant. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And how can people see the different events and things that you have?
Well, most of the time it's really on social media.
Great.
So
No, that's
Instagram
perfect.
and
Yes.
Facebook. So it's Wild Heart Colorado. And then, the website, we don't have an online presence right now for selling.
Right.
So if you just follow social media, that's where it is, and hopefully word of mouth.
That's, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, 100%. Literally, so you walk in and I'm like, you better have gotten that from Wild Heart. She's like, yes, I'm like, I'm coming in later today. Literally, because you guys look so cute, and everyone, when you go out, those black pants, I'm telling you, those are my moment. No, but other outfits I've gotten from you guys too, people are like, where did you get it? Wild Heart, they know exactly where you are. So it's brilliant. You're very well known, which
Good.
is awesome. And
Thank you.
Mission accomplished.
Yes, exactly.
And I have to give you guys a very genuine compliment. In this valley, it is not easy to keep a store, especially with everything going on with economic, everything. And you guys are doing so well. So you have to feel really proud. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Definitely. It's been fun. It's been
All right,
fun.
so loaded question here. Ready, guys? And I didn't tell you about this. I'm keeping you on your toes. What is your favorite, like the newest thing that you've gotten in that's your new favorite thing? I knew you'd be great at this.
Well, we do our Friday favorites
Yes.
every Friday.
Okay, have
on-
we done Fridays yet today?
We have.
Oh,
So-
so what's the Friday? Yeah, Friday favorite.
Well, so my Friday favorite today was the cute pair of kind of paper bag shorts. You'll see it later
Okay.
on social media. Paper bag shorts, and then a little knit sweater with a flutter sleeve. It's orange.
Oh,
it's bright orange.
So cute.
And then she wore your
I'm like, which one did I
prom
wear?
queen.
Oh,
Prom
yes.
queen.
I wore a gorgeous green prom dress or wedding guest dress.
Yes.
Oh, I do need a wedding guest dress. Okay.
So you would love it.
Okay.
And it's like,
oh my gosh, yes, thank you.
So long, like plunge
I was like,
front,
you're so little.
slit.
It's like, I love it. Okay.
It's so cute.
It's gorgeous. So we mentioned it on Instagram and that you can cut the bottom because it is long.
Okay,
so you can
but I
cut the
don't need
tool.
that.
No, you wouldn't.
No,
need
it'd be
that.
perfect for you, like perfect.
Okay, well, girls, I'm just saying, I'm taking out my parents are here today, obviously. Taking them out for lunch and then I'll be here.
Okay.
But that's a good thing. Store hours, 10 a.m.?
It's 11.
11 a.m.
11 to 6, Monday through Friday.
11 to 6, perfect.
Yeah,
No, that's even better because honestly, we all work. So hello. That's
yeah.
I like that better, to be honest.
I know. We
Truly.
try. I mean, probably could open earlier, but it gives us time to do our sort of back office work too. In the
No,
morning,
I love
so.
that. And you guys are always, again, I have to reiterate this Friday, that you're always getting new things in. So you have a lot going on. You have to take it all out and put it on the floor. And I mean, that's a lot. It's like, you're like, you're telling me.
It's constant.
A lot of steaming.
Yeah, a lot of steaming going on. And you guys are located, just so everyone knows, right by Hovey and Harrison, by Ooh La La, right on that same area. Cool. And then, so as far as everything that you have going on, go to Instagram. You can go to Instagram and see these two beauties, lovely ladies, showing off all of the clothes. And then, what do we have planned like for this summer? Do we have just all the different things happening?
Do you want me to? I'll go.
I'm like,
well, I'm not sure, but we're going to try to do some pop-ups with 2nd Street and Eagle.
That's what we were just, awesome. Okay, cool.
We'll try to do that. Again, we'll try to sort of have the piercing. We try to do the piercing event every month.
Which is awesome because I went to Jill. That's where this piercing is from because I could not, I was sick and I couldn't make your event and I was so upset. So I was like, I'll go, it's so neat.
Yes.
That's
so
really
she'll
cool.
be in once a month and like I say, I mean, we really just try to find other local people to support and bring in their fun
I love it.
things.
Well, thank you girls for everything. Wild Heart is amazing, and I'm sure if you've looked at people around town in Vail, you've seen 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people wearing Wild Heart because it is so affordable. It's beautiful. It's just such a fun place to go into. Sometimes I go in just to say, hey, true story. I took my dog in there the other day. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And we have more of the show to come, so keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. With ski season coming to a close, it's time to celebrate the end of another successful winter. The town of Vail is having their Vail Après end of season bash, starting with the Vail Social Ski Race on Friday at 1, followed by live music with Cass Haley. More details can be found at discovervail.com. On Saturday, Cucina in the Lodge at Vail is having their own end-of-season celebration called Kill the Keg Party. The lucky person whose beer finishes each keg will get 50% off their entire tab. 420 celebrations are taking place Saturday, April 20th with Taylor Scott's 420 Throwdown at Shakedown Bar. The 2nd Street Tavern is having a party, and Chasing Rabbits will have music by Holidays featuring Julia Sandstorm. Also on Saturday, the Cocktails and Canvas series continues at the Alpine Arts Center with a tree painting event. Visit alpineartscenter.org for more information. Earth Day is Monday, April 22nd, and the preceding week is Climate Action Week. Walking Mountains has a week full of events, including a backcountry snowshoe hike. Visit walkingmountains.org/climateaction for all the details. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info. And as always, spread the good vibes.
Good morning, Vail.
Just my height. And right now he's like a little
by week, but it has been a minute since I've sat down and had a conversation with Tegan from the Eagle Valley Library District. Tegan, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Great to see you. You know, I love it. You brought all kinds of fun goodies today. We've got a lot of display happening on our coffee table.
A bunch.
So what is going on? Why so many books?
Why so many books? Okay, so April is National Poetry Month, and so this is to kind of remind everyone that we have poetry, and it comes in different forms. This isn't even half of it. I just had a hard time choosing. So poetry is fun because it's wordplay, and I think a lot of people, when they think of poetry, they might think of homework, or they're not sure where to start or where to begin. And there's just so many places where you can go with poetry. And I got big books and little books, and a great place to start. And not all poetry is just words. This one happens to be poetry can also be pictures as well with the words. And this is a good one. Poetry will save your life. And so this is books where he found poetry that really resonated with what was happening. I always like poetry where, if you don't know where to begin, you just flip a page and find a line, or if you're like, that's too long, and you're like, okay, that's short enough, I can do that. And you give yourself 5 minutes to read some poetry, and you tucked in some juicy words. I brought Mary Oliver because what's fun with poetry is, you get that question, what are you going to do with your life? And she took that.
Frequently asked
me
all the time.
What are you going to do with your life? But she took that and she's like, what are you going to do with your one wild life?
Oh, wow.
And so adding those two words really, for me, resonated with me, and that changed that question entirely. And for me, it made it more of an adventure. What am I going to do with my life? And not such a daunting question, but a fun question. So I think poetry is really fun, and it's a good month to, again, highlight it, and it's so digestible. You don't have to spend hours reading it. Just find some lines and go for it.
That's true, and you can. And what I love about poetry, first of all, my dad writes my mom a poem every anniversary and every Valentine's Day. So I don't know where he gets his inspiration from, but I'm assuming probably a book like this. And there's so many different options. What is a haiku? What is a fun poem, or something that's a little bit more serious, like a sonnet. So tell me all the details. How do we know about this?
So there's tons of poems out there, and a good place to start is with kitties, or grabbing a kid's book. And so this is Sinister Goose. So if you think about Mother Goose, those are rhymes and poets. And so Twisted Rhymes for Naughty Children. So this is a fun way to start with the kiddos. But again, as you're saying, so this is the Dirt Book. So these are poems about creatures that live underground. And so this is how you can demonstrate with kids how poetry can be fun and magical.
And I love the orientation of the book.
Yes, and it doesn't, so some of these words rhyme or using lines, so you can take your breath, so you can emphasize some of these words. And then this one again, Mirror, Mirror, so hopping into fairy tales. And with this one, you get two sides of the story. So her locks, so you get to learn what she thought when they got cut.
How fun.
So it's two sides of the same picture, so just different observations on each. And again, you mentioned haiku. There's just different ways that you can play with words. That's a big one.
There we got it.
And so and haikus are great. So if you're just it's fun to like try to do a poem a day, but that can be a challenge. So you just 5 lines. Not 5 lines. Sorry, 3 lines. Got it. And you can just bounce and again learn the structure. And like sometimes you're like, what was that about? And that's what I like about poetry is like minimal like, this is very few words, but it will make you think.
It's true.
And so that's why I really enjoy poetry. And it can be fun. Like, I brought Spoon River Anthology. It's somewhere in there. And that was written in 1915.
Oh, wow.
And it's about the small town, and you're getting their perspectives from the grave. And you start, like, reading, and you realize that these poems are intertwined with each other. And so then you start getting the town gossip, and you get a real picture of this town. So that is a fun book. Some people will remember that maybe from English class. And there can be this one in here. This one, it can be a poem about a really hard thing. It can be a true story. So poetry is a great way for expression, but also just to play with words.
It's true, and I love that you said that at the beginning of our conversation, is that it's wordplay.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes a poem fun, especially for kids, is rhyming words like Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
That's exactly a very rudimentary example of poetry. It's great.
And I didn't bring one because it was checked out, but it's called I Hate the Cat, or I Hate Cats, and it's about this boy who does not like the poetry class that he's currently in. It's a curriculum at school, and he's just not into it, and they're studying Walter D. Myers, and throughout the book, he's learning the different styles of poetry, so it's always good to, because then you can play with the different styles of poetry, and then at the end, he's okay with the book, and maybe a little okay with cats. But it's a great book. And it was checked out. So I was like, oh, awesome. Someone's reading it, hopefully enjoying it. Yep. And I can't bring it.
Awesome. Well, you got all of these books, and I've always wondered, so it's Poetry Month. There are so many other versions and ways to dive into poetry. And poetry slams. Tell me, can you tell me about that and what that is?
I love that you're like, what are those? So that's when it's performative poetry. And so it's when someone gets on a stage and they read they can either read it or they have it memorized. And so when you think about poetry and you're thinking about that performance, what else is that performance? And it's music. And so music is often, like when you're looking at lyrics, it's poetry. And so a poetry slam is the sharing of the rhythm and the words, just as you would with music. And so it's really fun and impactful and powerful to see people go up there and their expression and how they're choosing to say a sentence, because they can pace it out, they can get loud, they can get soft, and you could read that on a piece of paper, but it's different when you hear it.
I feel like you're starting to draw me in. Are you practicing taking?
Just getting into it. I'm just picturing it in my head, like my experiences with them. And it's very similar for when you listen to music and you go to a concert, and it's rhythm and sound and the cadence of people's voice along with what they're saying.
Amazing. And at the Eagle Valley Library District, you have access to all kinds of materials.
All of this.
So we've got the books to inspire if you wanted to do a poetry slam, and then you also have access to music files and things along those nature. So where can we go to learn about all of the options that you have?
So our website, evld.org. And if you can't find what you're looking for, we will always try to get it for you. So please ask. And then also you can visit our libraries at Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum.
And then you do all kinds of incredible events throughout the year as well.
Thank you.
Exciting stuff. I definitely feel like I need to refresh my poetry knowledge and jump back in. It's so much easier to read it sometimes.
Oh, it is. Well, exactly. And if you don't know where to start, just take one, flip it, and then there you go.
There we go. I might, during the commercial break, I might be scrolling through some of these wonderful books that you've brought. Well, Tegan, we always appreciate you. And thanks for bringing such an incredible display of literature.
Oh,
we
yeah,
appreciate
thank
it. Always great. Now, we've got a bit more on the show. We're coming up to our Friday morning close. We'll be right back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
In America's heartland, living close to the land, there's a love for the country and a pride in the brand. In America's heartland, living close to the land. In America's heartland, close to the land.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
What happens to a poker player when there is life-changing money on the line?
Hey, catch! I'm rooting for me.
When they are faced with adversity?
Holy smoke. Jason can't even breathe right now. Look at him.
When a WPT title is within their grasp?
How sweet that is, baby!
See for yourself with a front row seat to all the action on the World Poker Tour.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Good morning, Vail.
We're coming up on the close of our Friday morning edition of Good Morning Vail, but you want to know about the weather that's coming up this weekend because it is closing weekend as well in Vail Mountain. So let's take a look at today. High of 54 degrees with a 50% chance of precipitation. We're not looking at any snow. It's just going to be rain today, which might make an interesting time out on the slopes there. Winds coming from the west by southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We're looking at 48 degrees at noon, 49 at 4 p.m., and that's showers throughout the afternoon. Maybe a good time to stay inside, but there's going to be so much fun happening in the Vail Village today, this afternoon. 46 degrees at 8 p.m., and then looking at that I-70 corridor. We're going to make our way from Eagle all the way to Denver, 63 degrees in Eagle, 20% chance of precipitation, 60 degrees in Avon. It gets cooler as you make your way east, 54 in Vail, and then 43 degrees in Denver. And we're looking at rain showers throughout the valley today. So spring is here. Spring showers bring Mayflowers is what we like to say. We're looking at 60% chance of snow tonight, low of 33. Rain showers changing to snow and sunset at 7:48. Winds coming from the south by southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then the 5-day forecast. This is what we want to see. You know, we really don't know what's going to be happening at the end of or beginning of the week next week as we approach that last week of April. But Saturday, 52 for the high, 29 for the low, 50 degrees or 50% chance of precipitation, and then sunshine on Sunday and Monday. And then as you look, you can see afternoon showers on Tuesday, and then Wednesday. You really don't know what's going to happen, but 60 degrees, and we have reached those springtime temps. I'm Kimberly Pro. It's been a blast to be here on the show this Friday morning. And remember, if you are out and about in your community and you want to help local law enforcement, Justice for Jack, head over to the Avon Police Department. If you have any tips, every little detail helps. We've really appreciated all of our guests today. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
So many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you.